Now we're good.
Yeah, the Ringside boys is back. What they talking about, man? What they talking about? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Woodward Sports proudly brings to you it's Woodward Sports Tag Team Champions of the World, Craig. Not just the city, the world. And y'all know what it is, man. KGJB back with another one. Woodward Ringside, man. And just gotta get your thoughts, JB. How you doing, man? First and foremost, how my boy JB doing? You done had a busy week, by
uh,
all accounts. So
yeah, I'm tired. As you said, it's been quite a busy week, especially with Money in the Bank being the same weekend as
yeah,
me and Chase. We headed up to Brooklyn, Michigan to check out the MIS. NASCAR was there for their Truck Series and their Cup Series as well too. So we took the drive out there. It was
yep,
fun. It was cool. Me and him gonna recap it up tomorrow for Fast and Loose, and then yeah, Money in the Bank on that Saturday as well too. So I had to catch up on that, and then today the Mark Wahlberg golf outing, celebrity golf outing
Eesh.
by Feldman and Corwell Health. So it's
Shout
just
out.
back to back to back to back events, and it's just been a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces. But I'm here.
Yeah,
We're here. We're finally getting able to record. But man, how have you been? I haven't talked to you in a week, bro.
I'm locked away in the bunker, man. A lot going on, a lot of moving parts, as you said. And when is we not busy, bro? We just
I
always
know,
on the
right?
move, bro. At this point in our lives, it's just we don't get a lot of rest at this point. But kind of like it, man. Kind of like it. Some things finally starting to go in your boy favor. So definitely looking forward to that. Maybe some exciting news down the line. But as of right now, I'm chilling, bro. Just had a nice relaxing day at the crib, a little bit of a headache. I seem to always catch a headache before we go on. Don't know why, but it just is what it is, dog. But big shout out to Chase and you, man, Fast and Loose, bro. I know y'all gonna have a fire episode tomorrow for the people. And yeah, like you said, shout out to everybody at the Mark Wahlberg golf outing today. Big shout out to the sponsors, Feldman Automotive as well.
Oh yeah, shout
Um,
out Feldman.
Big shout out, man. And y'all know how what we're do, man. We always grind and the grind never stop. And we're here to give y'all the best show possible, man. But I just wanted to show the people, man, just our type of look, bro. The type of look that we have. So literally about I would say it was about an hour, maybe hour and a half after we recorded our last episode. We got a fucking bombshell, bro. And of course, we don't get the breaking news as it's happening, but our truth, dog, and that
I,
the our truth fiasco has been one to monitor, has been one to study. You knew we was gonna come in here and talking about it, and especially just coming off the Saturday night main event where I trashed what the fuck happened with our truth. If y'all been watching the show, and shout out to everybody that's tapped in with us for this episode, and our last time watchers as well. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the content. But for everybody that's been watching the show to this point, they know how critical I have been of just the treatment of our truth throughout the years, and it just seemed to all culminate and kind of gave me some validation with the news that we got. So he was released, or was set to be released by WWE.
yeah,
His contract was expiring, and this was not something where they just fired him as soon as Saturday night's main event was over, but they did give him the news. And the rumor is that normally WWE, they give their talent the heads up whether they're renewing or not after the last month begins in their contract. So our truth was one of those people yet again, and it took the world by storm, dog. Shit, the backlash, bro. We've seen a lot of WWE releases, and a lot of fan favorite WWE releases, but this
yeah.
one would just seem to hit different, dog. Like the outpour of like support, and just like the backlash that WWE got from not just the fans, but from people on their roster, people that work in that locker room, that work in the back, the people that have not been with WWE for a while, maybe with other promotions. Now they reached out as well. Like it was a lot of just shock and just disbelief that WWE handled our truth the way they did, bro. And it was a lot of speculation. He, of course, he gets brought back for Money in the Bank, and we'll discuss that a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but probably the biggest news of that whole event, and which was it was a pretty good event. Could have been done better in some ways, but ultimately it was a good event. But that was
Don't
the
be
talk. That
critical.
Yeah, no, when that happened, that was drop everything. What the hell just happened? Because the news had not broke yet that he had restructured with WWE and got another contract. But JB, I just gotta ask you, man, because fans they've been wondering, man, is this a work? Is this not a work? Was this the plan the whole time? Because Triple H's comments in that press conference, dog, kind of alluded to the fact that it was all part of the plan. But then when you hear some of the news outside of that, I think Fightful reported it that Nick Khan actually may have been the person to step in. We all know he's Triple H's right hand man. They're kind of at the head of WWE Creative. He kind of stepped in front of this thing and he went and saw R-Truth and brought him back. There was talk that R-Truth wasn't picking up WWE phone calls. It was a lot of just apparent drama behind the scenes behind all this. But JB, I had to get your thoughts, bro. Work or no work?
This is no work. Like, this was a shock to everyone. And as you said, like when the firing came out about Ron Killings, aka R-Truth, like
More
everyone
on that
was
later.
hurt. Everyone was hurt, man. Like from down to the fans to like people in the locker room, and that's what I think changed everything. The outpour, as you said, from fans on social media, probably in all these events, the wrestlers in the locker room as well too. There was like requests of upper management telling wrestlers to not wear anything R-Truth related in the
Yeah, they was
back
trying to
room.
suppress it. That
Yeah,
shit is crazy. They were trying to suppress it.
yeah, they were trying to like chill it and calm it down as much as they could, but no, like the outpour from everyone like pretty much brought him back. So this was not a work. Like he was actually gone, but the fans, wrestlers in the locker room, they had to bring him back. Otherwise, they knew it was going to be an uproar and a mutiny pretty much from everyone all around because he is a beloved person to the WWE universe. So they just had to bring him back and they had to right the wrong. And honestly, it's fair on WWE for like saying, "Hey, you know what? We fucked up. We messed up on this
Yeah.
one. This is our bad, and this is our way of trying to correct this that we've done." Now, this doesn't mean if you do the same thing for any other wrestler that gets released, that WWE is going to bring them back somehow, some way. That's just not going to happen. But for this one, I think the fans and everyone in the WWE universe, we got lucky on this one.
No, absolutely. Because the WWE's track record, they don't do shit like this, bro.
Yeah, they do
They
not.
really don't. Like when the shock on my face when I saw him, and they did the typical, black hoodie, black pants, get up.
Once
But
again,
when he got in the ring, bro, and he hit John Cena, I saw his ankles, and there was some black ass ankles that I saw. So I instantly knew, like, no way that you start thinking like, no fucking way that they brought R-Truth back in. Sure enough, bro, he unzipped the hoodie, revealed it was him, and I couldn't believe it, bro. I really I don't get genuinely surprised by WWE a lot of times anymore. It's kind of like the WWE playbook. Once you know it, you know it. This one was like, what the fuck? Like I really didn't see that one coming. And
mm,
yeah, man, maybe you have to thank the fans for that, for really voicing their opinion, not just the fans, but also the people in the back as well. But man,
yes.
the fans were in full effect. They were voicing it. They were hijacking segments. It was similar to Daniel Bryan. It was similar to Kofi Mania. All these different movements we've seen before. When the fans get pissed off and they want to react about something, they know how to make themselves vocal. And all indications say, and all reports kind of point to Triple H not necessarily being a fan. I don't know whether it's R-Truth himself that he was upset about, or just the fact that the fans hijacked his creative, which a lot of people are saying like Triple H don't like that type of shit. Either way, it doesn't seem like Triple H was all on board. And once again, Nick Khan was the one that kind of stepped out and made this move happen and gave R-Truth a contract that is kind of special in some ways. A lot of people don't get to restructure their contract the way that it's said that R-Truth was able to restructure his. Do you got any thoughts on like why Triple H is hating maybe
No,
on this whole thing? Is it
not
R-Truth? Is it the creative part? Is it the fans getting involved? What do you think it is?
I mean, obviously they don't like when, fans just kind of step in and want to hijack everything, obviously. But
Yeah.
once again, it is a business. And I think Triple H was just trying to do a business move in relations with TKO, because there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that they don't want let it be known that it's public, and let it be known that the fans know as well too. But there's a little bit of riff and beef under the umbrella with Triple H and The Rock as well with TKO.
Yeah,
So there's been
yeah.
some rumblings that, in like a year's time spans, they could be trying to force Triple H out of this, and then kind of leaving The Rock under control of all of this, which I don't know if that's going to be the best idea, but you never know. But once again, this is a business move, and also they're trying to restructure a lot of wrestlers' contracts as well too, and kind of probably trying to cut bait as well. I think Roman Reigns is one of those that they're trying to restructure his
Oh
contract.
yeah.
So there's going to be more rumblings and more moves on the way, and but just tell everyone like, hey, this is still a business at the same time. But like I said, we all got lucky with the R Truth, coming back.
Yeah, man, and we've spoke to it, before as well, like the Rock and Triple H dynamic. When you look at it, it does make sense. I don't know if it's true, but when you just look at how shit shook out with WrestleMania and the shit leading up to that, the Rock just kind of ghosting and then giving that reason on Pat McAfee, something is afoot, and
Hmm.
clearly there's something that happened, and I don't want to say it's a disagreement, but at the same time, like say what you want about Triple H, like WWE has reached a renaissance period under Triple H. And while some of the cards are predictable, while some of the things that happen we still aren't 100% in agreement on, I feel like we've come miles and stretches away from the Vince era of wrestling. And having Triple H at the helm has been a big part of that. Him and his creative direction, his knack for long-term storytelling, not just the quick payoffs, not just the you're feuding with this guy and you're feuding with this guy the next second. He has really put like time and energy into this thing. And there's been mixed reviews, but overall, I think most fans would agree that WWE is a better product with Triple H at the helm. And I don't know if you get that with The Rock maybe being in charge of creative. And if even if it was to, they were to push Triple H out, I'm not sure if The Rock even takes that role because he's just too busy. Like I don't even
Yeah.
think he has the time to dedicate to that. That's a lot to put on your plate. But I would hope that they're not forcing Triple H out, and maybe him and The Rock can maybe work out their creative differences. But yeah, this it's been a better product under Triple H. And I don't know what his beef was behind our truth in particular, but hey, they brought him back, and this is the other part that I wanted to bring up. And once again, your boy getting validation, man. I told you, man, that all them years of being a joke and being a laughing stock is cool, bro. And the money's good, and he's been content with it. But clearly there was something more that he wanted out of this whole thing. And not only is he being brought back, for one last of like real run that we're being told, he gets to do it under Ron Killings, his actual name. He's going to
Yeah.
be not going by our truth anymore. And I think that's huge, bro. Like that is a huge development. They even released the merch over this past week, and it's just him, and it has his real name on the merch as well, and people have been it's been flying off the fucking shelves, bro. There is like reports that he is maybe going to have one legitimate last run with WWE, and it may be more on the serious side. It's not going to be laughy joke. You might get those
Hopefully.
moments, but I think we are going to get a more serious our truth. And for the very least, he won't be doing John Cena's fucking moveset anymore, which I'm ecstatic about. But what you think about that, JB? Like him going back under Ron Killings under his name, man? Is this legit? Is he like not gonna be a comedy act anymore? Like, what are you expecting out of this?
No, I think you're gonna get a mixed bag. You're still gonna get that comedy act after whatever this feud is that he has with John Cena is gonna be done as Ron Killings, but you're still gonna get that comedy act, and I don't think there's going to be like a ton of opportunity and screen time for him afterwards, but as it is right now, like we're just happy that he's back and happy that he's in the role that he is right now, going up against Cena. Hopefully, in the foreseeable future, once again for the title. Like we can
Yeah,
cross our fingers with that, but you're still just gonna get that mix of Ron and the funny R Truth that we got before. And I don't know the deal on his new contract right now, but I guarantee you, like I said, I don't think Triple H was super happy about bringing him back, but it's not about his feelings; it's about what you're doing for the fans. So they might just end up
Yeah.
kind of just throwing him out there in some other hokey storylines until his contract runs out.
I don't think so. I think it's
Really?
quite the opposite. I think that, while we will get, it won't just be a complete shift to super serious. Like, he does have to do what has gotten him here to this point. But for fans, the hardcore fans that have known R-Truth for the years that he's been in WWE and his time in TNA, the fans that have really followed him, I think we're going to be rewarded. Because once again, him changing his name from R-Truth to Ron Killings for this run, I think that's huge, bro. I think that is something that he requested. I think that's something that he told Nick Khan, look, I want to come back. I never wanted to leave in the first place, but if I do come back, like, there needs to be some adjustments. Like, I can't just be the
Yeah,
laughing
you can't
stock no
just
more.
be.
Yeah, like, and I don't think, like, he won't be, I don't think competing for the world championship, but he's gonna be like in some elevated storylines going through this thing, because I think this is one final run. Like, they're still planning on, okay, you're an older superstar. Long term, we think it's better to go our separate ways. But for right now, for what the fans wanted, we want to bring you back and give you the proper send off. And I think that's what's happening here. And I think we will get more of a serious R-Truth, more serious than funny. But we will have those funny moments still, because he's R-Truth. He's just a funny
Mhm.
guy. Like, he's so natural at it. But I think it will be a little bit more on the serious half of things. And I'm excited about that, bro, because he deserves that, bro. Like, 13 years of being the laughing stock.
He
At some
deserves
point,
that.
get this man a proper, or give him what he wants. If he wants to be the laughing stock, let him do that. But if he wants to do something more serious to round out his long tenure with WWE, do that.
But let him decide that if he wants to
Right,
be
right.
on the jokey run or if he wants to be serious. Like I can see that the WWE giving him that one last run, one last hurrah, whether it's up against Cena or another idea. What if they actually throw him over there to TNA? Because once he did get
I thought
released,
about that.
TNA was like open for him to like come in and just kind of take over. So that could be another thing, another avenue that they kind of take with him, where he actually has opportunity to stretch his leg and be that serious character. So
Yeah, that's a great call by you, JB. And I thought about the same thing, because this is why, the fans that still think it was all part of the plan and that was a work, he had offers as soon as they released him, and he went on his Twitter and said, hey, this ain't a work. Like, this is real shit. Like,
this is real.
he it was reported that he had offers already, or like promotions that was trying to meet with him, and maybe set him going up to AEW or a TNA, like you said. And I think TNA, that's a brilliant move, because it's under the WWE umbrella, but it's somebody that R-Truth, the last serious run that he had where he was actually a world champion, it happened in TNA. And for the rebrand that they got going on right now, the energy that they have, why not bring R-Truth back and maybe have a TNA run as well, to kind of round this thing out. I think we will see him dive into TNA at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be the whole, run of his, but I think there will be a portion of this that we see him down in TNA, bro. That's a great call right
I
there.
mean, could you imagine Ron Killings and Joe Hendry together?
Oh man, what?
Like in a tag
That's
team match or like up against each other.
dog. That's money. That's money waiting to happen, bro. That's ratings waiting to happen. I think that would be dope. You can pair him with Elijah. You pair him with a lot of people over there in TNA, and R-Truth is gonna come out smelling like
Yeah.
roses. There's been no bad words about this man. Like, it's hard to go that long in one place and at least not one or two people have, maybe some bad feelings towards you. Like, there was like universally just nothing but love for R-Truth, bro. So big shout out to, or should I say Ryan Killings? Fuck that R-Truth shit.
Yeah.
Ryan Killings, man. Big
Shout out
shout out to
Ron.
Ryan Killings.
Shout
And
out
I'm
Big
just
Ron.
happy for him, bro. Cause like I said, this is kind of justification for the shit that I was talking about. I ain't just getting on my soapbox up here, but just the fact that, black wrestlers in particular have had the history of just always having to job out, always having to be a joke or giving these gimmicks that are just really, really bad, and we got to make the best of it. Kind of sound familiar in some ways, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, like it's just it's justification for people like me that have been preaching this shit. And like I said, they ain't trying to super serious everybody out. There's a place for the comedy. But he's done such good work with WWE. He's been there so long. Get a man a proper send off, man. So big shout out to Ryan Killers, man, and he's actually gonna be on Raw tonight, having his first word since appearing at Money in the Bank. So definitely gonna be tuned into that, man, and we will talk about that on the next episode. But yeah, man, I had to double back to UFC because in the words of my GOAT, Stone Cold Steve Austin, at his faded King of the Ring speech, you can talk about your Psalms, you can talk about your 316s, but Marab 316 says he just whooped Sugar's ass, bro.
Yeah,
And it
you got to
was
watch
bad.
UFC, bro. So you got to watch
It
UFC. I didn't see any of it.
dog.
So let me know what happened.
Dog, man, that shit, of course, that being the headline fight of the evening, UFC 316. You had my boy Marab Davash. I always butcher his name. I
Davish,
literally Googled it and everything.
Davishvili.
Davalishvili.
Yeah,
No, Davalishvili. It's Marab.
Davalish,
Say that 3 times fast.
the
Marab
Davalishvili.
Davalishvili.
Oh nah, I'm good.
Yeah, but UFC bantamweight champion Merab Davalishvili taking on O'Malley, man. Sugar Sean O'Malley, who by all accounts one of the faces of UFC. It was trying to battle back after losing to Merab the last time out. And this was a little different for Sugar, man. This was a little different for him because there was no real, outside, the octagon distractions for him. There was a lot of reports that his camp they were bunkered in, bro. They didn't do a lot. They just stayed in the gym. He came out. He didn't have the colored hair like usual. Didn't have all the fanfare. He changed his theme song.
But
There
that's
was a
weird.
lot different about O'Malley this time. It was just a more focused O'Malley coming into this fight. And for good reason, man, because Marab is a dog, bro, and you cannot take him lightly. And when he get in the octagon and that motor that he has, bro, it's just an unrelenting fucking motor, man. And he brought it. And dog, like I thought Sean O'Malley would at least have a better showing. Not saying that he should have won, but I thought that he should have at least had a way better showing in this fight, bro. And there was some things early on that I felt like he mismanaged. Because it seemed like once he got in the octagon and once that bell rung, his game plan just kind of went out the window, or maybe he lost confidence in the game plan, bro. And round one, this went 3 rounds, bro. This didn't even make it to the championship rounds, bro. This only went 3 rounds. Yeah, you got to give it up to Mayrod, man. Like he went in there and he was a dog, and by all accounts, his game has improved as well. But first round, it was a little bit of a filling out process, but O'Malley's biggest mistake to me, and I just don't understand when you are the longer fighter, you have a 4-inch reach advantage on Marab, bro. It was like 68 to 72. You got a 4-inch reach advantage and you are the taller fighter. You should be throwing more strikes when Marab's coming in to push the pace, and you should be keeping this fight on the outside. He should not get inside so easily. And I felt like that was the first big mistake that he made, not throwing enough strikes, not being aggressive enough. He let Marab just back him up and back him up and back him up. And I understand it's the first round. You're really trying to feel out your opponent. And this is somebody that he knows once this gets to the ground, it could get dangerous. It could get real murky once it gets to the ground, because Mayrod, dog, like his body type is just like, it's so perfect and suited for ground combat, dog. It just really is. And you saw that on display later on in the fight, but that was his first mistake, bro. Like letting Marab just come in, push him back towards the cage. And that leads me to my second mistake for O'Malley very, very early in this fight. You got pushed up to the cage so much, bro, and his stance was overly tall, and it was disgusting, bro, because he tripped and fell a couple times trying to get away from Marab.
No.
Like, yeah, it just did not look good, bro. And I get it. you've been working on your takedown defense, and more on that later, but he had been working on his takedown defense a lot in this match, so you don't want to get caught like that. But you just letting him back you up, bro, and your footing is not right. You standing too tall. He was able to trip you up a couple times, and that just didn't look good, bro. It just did not look good for the scorecards, and it didn't look good for your confidence, bro, because Marab apparently has been working on his striking. He looks a lot better striking this time around than he has previously. And he was able to sit up there and throw with O'Malley, which is kind of a surprise because O'Malley is the better striker. And like I said, he's also the longer fighter. So that early on, like, put O'Malley in a hole, bro. And I felt like Marab just dominated that first round. Now, in the second round, a little bit of a different story, a way better round for O'Malley. But even with that, I think the scorecards would indicate that Marab won that round as well. Because he was able to keep pace with O'Malley. And like I said, he had been working on his takedown defense. That was the big story coming into this fight, that he's really been working on his takedown defense and being prepared for Marab. But he stuffed a lot of takedowns in that second round, and he was even able to get some shots off, some heavy-handed shots, but Marab was just not phased, bro. He was just not deterred. And whenever you are throwing heavy shots and that man across from you is not doing shit, bro, he's continuing to come forward, you got a problem on your hands, bro. It just, once again, it's that motor, dog. He reminds me of like Kazmat Shemaev in that way, of just like the motor, bro. He can just go. And when you got somebody with that endless cardio like that, bro, it's going to be a hard fight in general. But he was able to keep pace with the striking. And like I said, for that reason, I felt like he won that second round. Now, that third round is where shit just fell apart for O'Malley, dog. And this is where it all just culminated. You can tell he was gassed by that point. He tried to keep it a stand-up fight as long as he could, but when Rob was able to get him down to the ground again, I think he had like 4 takedowns in this fight. It's just a really just aggressive showing from him. And once he got him to the ground this time, O'Malley was down there for most of the round, and that's his probably last fatal mistake. And not to say that he wasn't trying to get up. I know clearly he didn't want to be down there, but he was just getting work, bro, and he wasn't able to get his feet on my man's hips and get up. And once Marab was able to transition, and dog, I saw it happening in real time, dog. Once O'Malley flipped on his back and Marab was at his head and he kind of had his head gripped, I was like, bro, it's over. And I was proven right not even 10 seconds after that. He gets a nasty north-south, like almost reverse guillotine choke to end the fight. And for O'Malley, dog, you getting tapped out by a guy that's not known for submissions, that
Yeah,
makes
that's
it look
weird.
that much worse, dog. Like, you cannot go in there and get tapped out of all things. If this thing goes to the cards, that's one thing. If you get even knocked out, maybe that's another thing. But you getting tapped out by a guy that don't got a lot of submission victories to his name, that was not a good look, dog. And like I said, he was gassed. You can tell he had no more fight left. And once he got a hold of his head and just put his whole weight on his head, it was over with, bro. Like, that was just fucking dominant by Marab, bro. Big shout out to him and his fight camp, bro. They did a wonderful job. And this was his second, I believe his second or third successful defense. And just looking at his last 6 fights, he's beat some very, very notable names, man. He's now beat Sean O'Malley twice in a calendar year, because the last time they fought was September 2024. So he has beaten this man twice within a year. He had to fight with Umar Nurmagomedov. Shout out to him. Gave Umar his only loss on his record, man. Now 18-1. In his first successful defense. Henry Cejudo, Peter Yan, Jose Aldo. Those are his last 6 victories, bro. And he's won 6 in a row. So he is on a roll right now, dog. And there's, talk starting to creep up. Is he the best bantamweight to ever do it? That may very well be the case, or at least he's on his way to, being in those talks. But yeah, man, the sky's the limit for him, man. I think he's gonna continue to have a dominant championship run. Maybe you run that fight with Umar back, but just a dominant showing. And for O'Malley, back to the drawing board, bro, because this is his second straight loss.
Jeez, man.
He got to go back to the drawing board, dog, because it's crazy. He really um took a lot of time to like make sure he was ready for this fight, and it ended up ending the way it did. So this is now back-to-back losses by the same man in the same year. He's got to get back to the drawing board, and he was the number one bantamweight in the world in the UFC ranking. So it shouldn't be that hard of a journey for him to get back. You know, he's in his 30s, still plenty of time left on his career. Not saying he's done by any means, but you don't want to get on that skid, man. You definitely don't want to get on that skid. And for somebody that was once again, one of the faces of UFC, they ain't got a lot of household names, but if you talk UFC within the last 3 or 4 years, he is one of those people you are going to bring his name up. So definitely looking forward to what his next fight is going to look like, and how he looks next time out in the octagon. But a great card all around. The ladies threw down too, man. But yeah, it was a good night of fights, man. But that one took me by surprise. I thought O'Malley would have a way better showing than what the hell happened, man.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's messed up.
we got a lot of O'Malley fans at Woodward Sports, man. So I know it was sad to see that happen. But shout out to
Yeah,
Murad, bro. Different beast. Murad
damn.
Davalishvili.
Damn, O'Malley back to the drawing board once again. Like I knew something was up when you said he didn't come out there with like the crazy color hair and all this type of stuff. Like
He
I
was
knew
way
something
more
was off.
serious.
He was way
Yeah,
more
he was way
serious,
more
but maybe
serious,
he
dog.
didn't need to be that more serious because maybe that looser side kind of like helps him out in the octagon a little bit more. But seeing him come out there all serious and not jokey, that lively person that he was, that's probably what kind of switched things. I don't know if it was in his camp telling him, "Hey, you need to take this more seriously to get this title back," or maybe it was just something he put on him. But maybe it was more stress he put on him to try to get this win.
Yeah, it had to be something. It definitely, because you don't just change like that, in your fight camp like that, unless it was something that either his trainers was like, "Hey, bro, you got to change something up," or maybe it was something within itself to where he felt like he lost because he was given into the not the promotional side too much. I won't say like he's flashy, but he's not to say that he doesn't take this shit seriously, but
Yeah,
he was given into that side of it a little bit too much. And he just needed to really get in there, especially after, like I said, losing to Marab, the last time out. So yeah, man, definitely. But shout out to Sean O'Malley, bro, one of the best, and he will rebound. I'm pretty sure of it, but not his night over the weekend, man. Definitely not his night. But definitely wanted to get into our bread and butter. Y'all know what it is, man. Big wrestling fans over here. Money in the Bank, and unfortunately, I kind of wanted to have some words about what they call it, the AAA event. I
yeah,
forgot.
worlds
I
collide.
forgot. Oh, Worlds Collide. Yeah,
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to, and maybe I'll go back and watch some of that because there was some good things that came out of it. I saw a lot of positive reviews. My man Mr. Iguana has been like the meme of the century in
he
terms of
all
wrestling. Like
over social media,
he is
man.
caught fucking fire. Mr. Iguana is caught fire, man. But shout
Oh
out
my
to him,
god.
man. But yeah, man. Vikingo and Chad Gable, they had a really good match. That by all accounts that I heard. So I definitely want to dive into that. And maybe not a full review, but just touch on some of that stuff later on. But we all know the bread and butter, Money in the Bank, man. That's what we're here for in Los Angeles, man. And this one, I felt like it was a lot of good that came out of this night.
Yeah,
But it wasn't perfect. It definitely wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Wasn't bad. But there was some things throughout the night that I wish they had done a little bit better. But for the drama of some of the matches, and then just as the card went on, some of the matches really heated up, and then of course the shock, our truth, return that kind of saved this event in a lot of ways, man. And I'm looking forward to hear your review because I know you more critical than I am normally. But I definitely interested to get your total review on the whole night. But we will definitely go match by match, seeing that it was such a short card. And we
yeah.
got to start off with the ladies. Hey, the
The
ladies to the front of the
ladies
stage.
The
Ladies to
ladies
the front of
started
the
off with the
stage.
ladder match, which was crazy. Obviously, you're gonna get a ladder match to start off Money in the Bank, whether it's
Of
men's,
course.
whether it's women, but you're just gonna get one. They started off with the ladies: Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vikir, uh, Juliana. Naomi and Roxanne Perez, and we all know that her girl Naomi climbed the
Yeah,
ladder
man.
and took home the briefcase. Like, bro, what?
Hey, approach with
What?
caution, dog. Approach with fucking caution. So by your reaction, I take it that you're not satisfied with our winner.
No, no,
Do tell,
actually,
do explain.
no, not that I'm not satisfied, but it was just like it was a little bit of a shocker, like because I had three
Yeah.
key ladies taking home this thing, and one was Rhea, another was Naomi, but also Roxanne Perez, and I was kind of rooting for Roxanne Perez to kind of get this win, but they
Mhm.
swerved. They went with Naomi. I'm just happy that it wasn't Rhea because I think we're a little Rhea out at the moment. Although her and Stephanie
That
Viker does seem to be like a thing that could happen very soon, but
Yeah,
I
hey,
don't
and
know.
that pop that she got by that LA crowd, that put that little argument to rest. Like
Yeah,
she's still getting love, but I do like it's clear that there is a sector of the fan base that is kind of just not tired of Rhea, but they just like, all right, we've seen enough of her for right now. She had the big storyline with Judgment Day. She was the world champion during that stretch. So you saw a lot of her on your television screens, and for good
hmm
reason. She is maybe arguably the best woman wrestling on God's green earth right now. Arguably. I know some people will be like, hey, come on, KG. Well, arguably. But yeah, dog. But this one, and I do agree with your sentiment. It was a shock. Like and out of everybody, I did not think Naomi was gonna get it. I'm just be honest with you. And when you have like three of your like up and coming ladies, and not just like up and comers, they are up and comers that are kind of like have high expectations. All three of those ladies are expected to be in the main event picture. Speaking of, Stephanie Vicker, Julia, and Roxanne Perez, and those are the main three that I thought would win this thing. Of course, I was rooting for Roxanne. I'm a fan of all three ladies, but I feel like
yeah,
Roxanne is a little more advanced in her trajectory right now. She's been in WWE for quite a while, dominated NXT. To me, she's that next one up in terms of putting her in the main event scene and seeing what you can get. But I thought that it was a shoe in for her to win, and if she wasn't gonna win, I saw a path for Stephanie, I saw a path for Julia, and I saw a
yeah,
path for Rhea. Out of all the veterans, I didn't expect the veterans to really win, but if I had to pick a veteran, obviously it would have been Rhea Ripley,
yeah,
being the biggest name of the veteran ladies. But that, or at least right now, because Alexa Bliss, pretty big name as well. But yeah, Naomi getting this one, dog, it's a shock, but to me, it makes sense because when you just look at the 6 months that she has had, ever since turning heel and the whole Jade Cargill fiasco that is kind of pseudo still going on in the background. Pay attention to that because I think
slightly.
her no, but I think her winning this Money in the Bank briefcase is going to intertwine. Jade is going to intertwine Bianca because that's not done by any means. Like they just had the promo 2 weeks ago where Naomi came out and was like, "Hey, like what's up, Bianca? Like you ain't been hitting me up. I just want to move past this." And Bianca was standing on business. She was like, "No, I'm not fucking with you." So when Bianca gets cleared, I think that the plan is for her to maybe beat Tiffany Stratton for the title and Naomi to eventually cash in on Bianca. And then you're finally going to get Naomi versus Bianca, and you're going to get that whole side because Bianca has been through with Naomi, and that's the only thing that we haven't seen from these ladies is them going at each other. Naomi has been trying to, get her forgiveness for months and months and months, and Bianca has continued to shun her. So storyline wise, now that Naomi's got the briefcase, it's fuck you. It's I'm off that now. Like you don't want to fuck with me, fine. Like we it's like that then. And I think that's brilliant, bro, going into like SummerSlam because I assume Bianca would be cleared before SummerSlam.
You would
Um,
think.
yeah, so and she only broke her finger. It was a real bad finger injury, but she only broke her finger. So I'm sure she'll be back, in a reasonable amount of time. And I think her and Tiffany would be what makes sense right now. Have her come back as one of the top faces for right now because I'm still not off of her being a heel. I think that's coming as the big payoff at the end of the year, dog. I really do. But SummerSlam could have Naomi versus Bianca Belair in a rematch because Naomi is going to cash in as soon as Bianca wins. And it's probably gonna be a hard fought ass match, but that's kind of like my pseudo prediction, and we'll get into like full on predictions later on. But I think it's a greater play at here with Naomi winning, dog. But
It has to
I'm
be.
I'm pleased with it. Like I know some fans may have not cared for it, but the overall majority I saw was on board because she's put in the work, dog. And to be honest with you, she don't get enough respect as being one of those top ladies. Like she's a 2-time world champion. She's one of the most athletic women, if not the most athletic woman on the roster, has been for quite some time. And they always throw Naomi in these type of matches and she doesn't win. I think she was
Hmm.
0-5 coming into this. So for her to finally get the dub, good on WWE, man. I'm all for it.
Yeah, good on her. Like this improves and helps her storyline out because I honestly thought that that was going to get played out and just the
I'm
storyline was just
loving
going to
it,
get
dog.
pushed to the back. But now you've got her. You breathe new life into her, having her win this Money in the Bank contract briefcase. So now it's just the sky's the limit. And I like your angle too as well with her cashing in on Bianca once she actually gets it, gets the title shot and wins it. But it's going to be a slow play. I can see this coming
Oh yeah,
until like it actually happens. But as far as the other competitors go, like I still just want to see a good storyline for Roxanne and hopefully another for Juliana. But as it is right now, they're just kind of playing that B roll in the background. But
yeah,
they'll get
yeah.
there soon enough. I know they will.
No, typical Hunter Hearst Helmsley booking. It's gonna be something long term, but I'm telling you, dog, if Bianca, because I think when her and Naomi feud, because that it's eventually gonna happen, whether the briefcase is involved or not. Once they start feuding, I feel like that's when the ugly shit gonna come out, and then they are going to start painting Bianca in a way that ain't so favorable with the fans, bro. And I think that's the only logical direction to go because Bianca's been a face for forever, dog. And I understand she one of your leading merch sellers and shit, but I think it's time for a change, man. On her voice, I think it's time for a change.
I think it's time for a
But
change.
nah, but big facts. But shout out to the women. The match itself, I mean, it it was something off about the match to me. In terms of
Mm,
just like the pacing. And that's something with like both of the Money in the Bank matches. There was some timing issues. There was, some spots that, you can expect botches in Money in the Bank ladder matches, but there were some pretty obvious ones in there that didn't look the best. But there was also some high spots as well. And I thought it was like a mixed bag. They got to the result that they needed to. And as the match went on, it got better. But there was just something off. Maybe it was the empty seats in the Intuit Dome because it was a lot of fucking
I'm
empty
glad
seats to
you
start
saw
that
that
shit
as
off.
well too, because they
Man,
put
what?
out the caption like, "Oh no, Into a Dome is sold out," and I'm like,
Right,
"No,
dog.
there's some empty seats. I see flying by this little drone camera you guys got going on, but whatever, that's just me."
It, it was empty for half the fucking night. Like in literally until the John Cena match. That's when people finally was like, all right, we'll go to our seats. Like, but no, man, I thought that was fucking weird, man, starting off the night. So maybe that played into it a little bit. And like I said, just the pacing and some of the timing issues, but overall, they got to where they needed to go. And I'm interested to see what Naomi's gonna do with that briefcase.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, this adds more to her story. A couple of the spots that the ladies hit were definitely good. You wanted to see. You got Stephanie Vicura hitting her was it kiss
Signature
devil's
move.
kiss or whatever it's called on
Yeah,
the
Devil's
ladder
Kiss.
with
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley. That was cool. The combined sunset flips from Alexa Bliss on both ends of the ladder. But yeah, something did feel off with this one and the men's one as well with timing wise. Like you just didn't see enough action going on like how you normally do in a Money in the Bank match. But I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to
I,
make sure
yeah.
no one gets hurt as much as anyone else did in previous Money in the Banks.
Yeah, because I fully agree, bro. Because I thought the same thing. I'm like, bro, this year didn't have as many like crazy spots as the women's matches have had in the last couple years. I mean, I'm just thinking about Zoe Stark last year. She took some crazy bumps
Mm-hmm.
in that match last year. So yeah, just it wasn't as many high impact spots. And I'm all for wrestler safety. Keep everybody healthy. That's the main goal. But maybe that kind of played into it as well. But I thought the same thing. It was just something off about the match, but it wasn't it wasn't horrible. Like they definitely, like I said, they got to where they needed to go.
Yeah.
But I already see the next card in here, man, and I know you ain't the biggest Dom fan in the world, so I gotta let
I
you start
just
this
I
one off.
just don't understand this because this match actually got added to the card from AAA
Yeah,
Worlds Collide earlier that day. Dominic Mysterio put his title on the line against Octagon Jr., which I don't have a problem with the match. It's just like, are is Dom good now? Like, I'm still, are we on the fence with Dom? Is he a baby face? He's a heel. I
I
honestly think
got
the
you. Don't worry
crowd
about it.
is so behind him as much that it's just like, all right, you got to turn him baby face now at a certain point. But I give credit to Dom. Like, he's been working with the luchadors and it seems to be working out for him a lot more. He's gaining more and more confidence, and you've seen it again in this match as well. But I don't know if I'm like torn between the fact that, like, I want to see him heal a heel Dom, but I think he does better as a heel rather than a babyface.
I'd agree with you in a lot of ways, but him turning face is going to be huge, bro. Like it really is, because he's already damn near there now.
Like,
Um,
it's so
the
wild,
fans
man.
Yeah, the fans know it's coming, and when it happens in the Judgment Day, like fully implodes, they are, man, it's gonna be great, bro. And never thought I would live in a universe where Dom Mysterio gets a squash match. Like this was crazy. They threw Dom a bone, bro. He went in there and squashed fucking Octagon Jr., bro. And Octagon Jr. is no slouch. Like for anybody that's been familiar with his work before, he is by no means a slouch. And they went in there and they pretty much gave Dom a squash match, bro. And Dom it looked good in this match. He's doing some of his best in-ring work that we've seen, period. Like I think he is growing in the ring in front of our eyes. He's becoming a more believable in-ring competitor. And I think him beating Octagon the way he did, clean like that, I think
Yeah,
that's a good move, because you need to give him credible victories as well, because I get what you mean. He does, work better as the heel, and for a long time he was that. The fans, he was getting that heel heat, getting booed out of arenas and shit like that. But now that it's flipped, he's still going to have heel tendencies, but it's going to be one of those cases to where, kind of like a Randy Orton, yeah, he's a heel on the surface, but the fans fuck with him. And like I said, that WrestleMania moment, bro, is going to go a long way, dog. That was the shift. That is when it happened. That is the moment that you can go back to and be like, okay, that's when he officially went to the other side. That's officially when it became a face. And yeah, when him and Finn go at it, maybe at SummerSlam for the title, dog, that's gonna be big, bro. And when he leaves with Liv, or when Liv leaves him, either way around, like that's gonna be big too. Like they got a lot of shit in the tuck for when Judgment Day blows this shit up. But Dom is riding the wave right now, dog. Dom is killing this shit, and he is doing great with whatever they give him. And he is finally starting to put, like, establish himself, bro. And I'm proud of him, dog, because he's come a long way from just being that kid. And okay, he's wrestling with his dad. His in ring is still kind of not rusty, but just not polished.
yeah.
But now he's coming into his own, dog. And to me, he's the second. He's not the second coming of Eddie Guerrero from like a in ring standpoint, but from a storyline standpoint, from a character standpoint, he is the second coming of Eddie Guerrero, bro.
And
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 I'm here for it.
And two quick points before we move on to the next match. One with the Eddie Guerrero thing. I don't know if you've seen it, but he did go to his gravesite over the weekend, I believe, after the
Yeah,
match, and just kind of paid his respects once again. You seen him lay the title right next to his tombstone. So that was nice to see him put that on his Instagram. And also, when you brought up Finn Balor, once the Judgment Day actually implodes, someone put a compilation together of Finn Balor last week on Monday Night Raw, and all the looks that he was given once Liv got back
man.
and Roxanne was there. Like, if you see that, he's just like,
Bro,
oh
he is on
no,
some
you doing
devious shit right now, bro. He is killing. He bringing Roxanne in. He making moves. And Finn's work is going under the radar, dog. He is low key making the Judgment Day storyline like stay alive, bro, through everything, because they just cut Carlito and just haven't acknowledged it at all.
I
Like they
know,
just
like what
threw him
happened to
out
me?
the fucking group. Like it's just fucking crazy, man. R.I.P. Carlito, dog. But
They just
no,
kicked him
they
out. Like, no, we don't know what happened to him. He just left.
yeah, but they finding new ways to continue to get juice out of the Judgment Day story. And while I do still think it should end quickly, I at least it's been entertaining to watch. The last couple months, I got to give it to them. Like it's been entertaining. I like the Roxanne element, her kind of sticking her nose in the shit now, and
Yep.
an implosion is imminent. Like literally within the next month or two, it's gonna happen. And when it does, it's going to create a lot of different mini stories that I'm excited for, bro. So shout out to Dom FN, bro. They killing it right now.
Yeah. Shout out to them. Next up, I don't got a whole lot to say about this match because you know how I feel about one of these competitors, but you got Lyra Valkyrie
You
versus
tweaking, dog.
Becky Lynch
You big tweaking
for
on
the
this.
Intercontinental Championship, and Big Play Bex is back. She is your new Intercontinental
Bro,
Champion.
I could have told man, Stevie Wonder could see that shit coming. Like the fucking my only gripe with this shit, and I'll let you go last, but my only gripe with this shit is the stipulation. Like the stipulation was the dumbest stipulation of all time. There's no fucking stakes. If you win or if Bex wins, you have to like Lyra had to raise her hand, but if she lose, she'd never get another shot at the Intercontinental title. I
Yeah,
like the latter, but just me raising your hand, like okay, like and I get how it played out, and yeah, it's gonna continue the rivalry, but it was just so cheap, bro. It was like some 2K shit, man. You just go into little rivalry actions and just pick, oh, you got to raise my hand at the end of the match. Like okay, who cares?
that was some Chris Jericho shit. That
Yeah, bro, like. And if you knew you was gonna let fucking Becky win, which, like I said, you saw it coming once they put the stipulation on there, make it a loser leaves town. Like, all right, Bex, if you lose, not only can you not get another shot at the IC title, or you got to get you got to get to stepping back to retirement. You go, or semi-retirement. You go. So yeah, like I just thought they should have put higher stakes on it, but by all means, this was their best match so far in they dust up. Like this has been, the first clash was kind of like all right, them fighting at what was it Backlash a little bit better. This one was the coup de grace. This one was the piece de resistance. Arguably the match of the night, bro. Arguably, and of course the clear obvious one, and for the reason that might be match of the night is for reasons outside of the match itself. But this one, man, they brought the energy like from the opening bell. They got right into it. I love when wrestlers say fuck the introductions and just get right into it. It give me that old school feel again. I love that. And you had some really hard hitting spots in this match. And I listen, dog. I don't know what your gripe is with Lyra, dog, but she's starting to settle into her own character wise, and her in ring. Like I said, the fans that ain't hip to Lyra, like y'all are going to realize like how good she is in the ring. But this was the perfect blend of good in-ring work and a little bit of sloppiness, because the sloppiness kind of plays into the realism, or how much bad blood that they got, and all of the spots were executed very fucking well. And like I said, you knew Beck was going to win, but the fact that it was an entertaining predictable finish, I was cool with. And yeah, you got the Lyra raising her hand at the end and shit like that, and Lyra kicking her. Clearly this is going to go on. I hope it doesn't go as long as SummerSlam, but that
I
may
hope
be the
not.
case. That may be the case. But if you're gonna do that, my only gripe is that all right, just put some higher stakes on the shit, bro. Like the never getting another shot at the IC title. Becky don't fucking need the Intercontinental title. Like she's a main event player, bro. Like she don't really need that. I think the title needs her more than Becky needs it, but her
Mm-hmm.
having the title, it'll elevate the championship a little bit more too. But yeah, I hope it doesn't go to SummerSlam, but if you do, it's got to be like a Hell in a Cell. Like you got to do something, give it some juice. But that's my only gripe
Yeah.
with this match.
No, no, and then I'll give these two competitors credit. Like this is some of the best work that Lyra and Becky have put together in a match,
Yeah.
which is fair. But once again, it's just it wasn't the juice that I needed after the Dom match. I know the Dom was like a little bit of a letdown, but still, it was a good quality match. And then tying it into this one, it was just like I just kind of like fell out of Money in the Bank, like trying to watch it. Like competitive with
Mm.
these two. obviously you take the title off of Lyra, put it on Becky, which hopefully she can elevate this title a little bit more to see it as more desirable for a lot more women in the division, because Lyra just was not doing that. I'm sorry, she was just not. No disrespect to her in ring
No,
ability,
I feel
but
you.
she's the best at that. But just she was not
Yeah,
elevating this title to where it should be, and it should be very important. But is perfect for her because maybe she can give a like a hard reset to her character and get over, drop this bird gimmick and actually come out as like a tough badass chick. But I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully that's in the works for her, but I don't see this
yeah,
rivalry going anywhere past SummerSlam. And hopefully you can just end it there and they can just move on, and maybe you get
yeah.
someone else holding that Intercontinental title after SummerSlam that's not either one of these two.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. And you not wrong. You definitely not wrong. From the aspect of she was having trouble like getting over
Mm-hmm.
as champion. Because I felt like she was a little bit over when she first touched down on the main roster,
Yeah.
but then she got the belt. She's the first champion. So I mean, yeah, it clearly it needs to be elevated where her being the first champion, like being a new mainstay on the roster. But I don't one, the bird gimmick's not going anywhere, bro. The bird
Oh
gimmick is
Lord.
badass, dog. I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
That
it's
bird
not.
gimmick
Them
is badass.
feathers, they need to go away. Let them
No,
boys fly away.
bro, that her fit was cold, bro. Did you see what the white and gold on the fucking wings, bro? Like that shit is fire, dog.
This looked like a kid's Pocahontas play outfit that she was wearing. Like you need to let that go.
Dog, leave Lyra alone, man. But I do agree with you on a lot of the aspects before that. But this is gonna elevate her as well. Like she's doing good work with Becky. Overall, like she's doing good work. And her next feud, I feel like she'll have a little more fanfare behind her. But I think the long-term plan is to get the belt back on Lyra after having Becky hold it for a while. She might challenge a couple other people and then give it back to Lyra and see what she can do with it again. But big shout out to these ladies, man. They put on a hell of a match.
Yeah, definitely shout out, respect. Trying to upload the the next match for us right here.
It
Ooh.
was the match that I'm dreading the most, probably. Oh wait,
Oh
no,
no,
oh,
no.
it's the men's Money in the
Yeah, it
Bank.
was a
Yep,
men's
yep,
money in
yep.
the bank. I was like, wait, you're dreading the men's money in the bank?
No, we all know the one I'm finna be critical of, but there's no fucking surprise there. But yeah, man, you had the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, man. Lot going on with this one, dog. And like I said, it was mainly, and I'm gonna let you go first, but it was mainly to me, like I said with the first match, like there was a startup point to this match to where people had to kind of get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was a lot of mistiming, spots in certain areas, a couple obvious, botches or just things that you saw that was like, that don't look the best. But they got to where they needed to get to once again, and the interference spots, chef's kiss. Every interference spot was chef's kiss in this one. Normally with WWE, it can be kind of a drag because you know what's coming and then they don't execute it the best.
Mm-hmm.
This one was you kind of knew what was coming, but the execution was fucking flawless across the board, bro. But go ahead, give me your thoughts on the men's Money in the Bank match. What'd you think about it overall?
Yeah, as you said, like it took a minute for you to like kind of get into this match, especially after the Intercontinental title match with Becky and Lyra. But once again, once they got going, once they got flowing, it was like they started to pick up a rhythm and kind of pace themselves a little bit more. But as you said from the previous Money in the Bank match, there was something off with timing with this as well too. Andrade almost got really hurt with a knee injury off a
Yeah,
move that they were doing.
damn, that
Um,
shit looked nasty, bro.
and to me, there was only two people that I could have seen coming out of this on top, and that was LA Knight, which I think he needed this the most, and Seth
Yeah, dog.
Rollins to further push his character of
Hmm.
the architect or whatever he's doing with his faction as well too. But to the interference, I feel like they were needed, but they weren't like overly done. Like it just helped to build the story, to tell the story of what was happening out in the ring a lot more. And to see Jacob Fatu turn on Solo with
Yada
the
yada
famous
me.
line,
Yada yada me.
Solo, I hate you. Oh my god, like that
Ooh.
that just did it for me right there. Like that was it. That's all I
Dog,
needed for the
Fatu,
night.
Jacob Fatu can do no fucking wrong, bro. He can go out there and speak gibberish, and that shit is gonna be fire, dog. Like,
But
but continue. My bad.
the simple fact, my man is holding his one leg, and Soul's like, wait a minute, what the hell?
Right.
Like what?
Dog, that shit was so funny.
He's like,
Right. Like,
I was dead. I was
dog,
dead, bro.
Solo, side note, bro. Solo, this whole match, dog, is underrated, bro. Like his comedic relief in this match. And I love the heel that he's starting to become. Because he's still got a serious side to him, but he's starting to loosen up a little bit. You know, he was the quiet enforcer in Roman's bloodline, but now he's starting to be that expressive shit talking, like for real. Like you really like he that guy, man. Like he I love that, you know, little mannerisms, like, you know, when they all ganged up on him, he tried to do everybody's little celebration and taunt and shit. That I thought that
Yeah,
was creative. No, Solo's coming into his own, bro, promo wise and just as a character as a whole, bro. And you know what? I don't know where the bloodline goes now that Fatu's going, because that is a huge piece. I think
yeah.
he is going to regroup because the Tongans are going to come back. Like they're, I know we just forgot about them because they haven't been on TV, but the Tongans are going to come back, and I even think Jimmy Uso might just fuck around and go back to the bloodline. He might come
Really?
home to his brother, and I think that'll create some interesting stories. Him going back heel, because he's good like as a face and as a heel. Shout out Big Jim, but yeah, man, I think that's the logical direction that they can go. But no, shout out to Solo, dog. He's cooking right now. But go ahead, my bad. I ain't mean to
No,
interrupt you.
no, that was it for me. Like I said, just those two were the only two that I could have seen coming out of this match. LA Knight, who really needed it, and Seth Rollins to further push his character that he has with his faction. And now it's just like, where do you go with LA Knight? like what do you
Oh
do more with
man,
him now? Like that just sucks for me because like he had this huge push like 2 years ago when SummerSlam was here in Detroit, and now it's just like,
yeah,
what are you doing now? He had the US title for a little bit but didn't really do too much, and now having this money in the bank opportunity just gone. The Seth Rollins to who knows who he cashes in on too. Like does he take out
right.
Cena for and ruin his farewell tour, or does he keep it
Nah,
moving? And
bro.
like
You
I don't
know
know where
who
to
it
go with
is.
this one.
You know who it is, and it man, it may be as soon as tonight. And I hate
Tonight.
that, dog. Yeah, like it come on, dog. You know it's Jay. You know it's Jay. He's the easy mark. They're not taking the belt off of Cena in a money in the bank cash in scenario. It is obviously going to be Jay Uso, and
But
it
then I
might
just feel bad for
obviously,
Jay. Like,
yeah, but it because it might obviously be tonight. He's defending the title on Monday Night Raw, and he's going against Gunther for the fifth time. What's the only way to really add excitement to this match with Seth Rollins looming in the fucking background? So I would be surprised if they swerve us actually, but
damn.
to be honest, dog, I think it's time's up for Jay. As soon as tonight, as we sit here recording on Monday, dog. Like, and it's unfortunate, because I'll get into the Jay aspect, you know, but let me just dive into the Money in the Bank real quick. Um, like I said, this once it got going, it really got good. And Jacob Fatu, he's like my favorite WWE personality right now. He can do no wrong. He is fish grease, and we all knew it was coming based on, you know, what happened on SmackDown. I think Solo said like he was all gas, no brains, or some shit like that. And once he said that, you kind of knew like, all right, this is gonna happen like sooner than we think. And the way they played it was perfect. Him and JC come out there. They start, you know, what actually it was Seth's people that came out there first. Brian Breaker and what's his name? Shit, slipped my mind.
Bronson.
Brunson Reed. Yeah, Bronson Reed. Once those two came out, start laying waste to everybody. And I thought they could have showcased Brunson Reed a little bit more, his offense, because if Brian does a spear, it's just like, get the fuck out the way. Like that shit is just, it looks brutal, bro. I don't care if it's like staged or not. Like, I do not want to take a spear from Brian Breaker in no scenario. Like that shit looks brutal. But they came out there, laid waste to everybody, and then they was about to get Solo, and then his crew comes out and they get into it. Jacob helps him, you know, get in the ring. helps him climb the ladder. And TKO, dog, with these fucking sponsorships, it's starting to get a little
Dude,
obnoxious,
what is
bro.
happening? Like,
The
I wanted to bring
fucking
that up too.
fireball ladder, bro. Like, what are we doing?
There's a
And they tried,
fireball ladder, and then you got the table that has Slim Jims sponsored on it as well too. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
like, come on, dog. They getting a little outrageous with the ads, and I get it, dog. Believe me, I get it. But like, they getting a little outrageous, and
Like,
they
it's
thought they
just
was
getting
slick. They tried to,
annoying. Like,
yeah, they tried to introduce it earlier in the night with American Made, the Creed boys. They tried to introduce it, and then it's funny because one of the fireball ladders broke in the middle of the match, and they had another one just under the ring ready to go for the person that was going to win the match.
oh my god,
Come on, dog, what are we doing here? But yeah, man, Solo getting up there looking like he was finna win, bro. I got a little excited because I'm like, oh, is they really about to let Solo win? And
nope.
you knew when Jacob was just standing there acting like he was trying to cover him, and then he grabbed his leg like Kane grabbing fucking somebody leg back in the day. Like, dog, that shit was great, bro. That shit was great. And now that Jacob's officially on the other side, officially face, I can't wait, bro, because he is just, bro, he is on fire, dog. Like, he can do no wrong, and he's gonna have a great U.S. title run. I feel you on LA Knight, dog. Like, I'm a big LA Knight fan, been a big LA Knight fan for a while. And it would be different if his US title run was a little more like memorable.
Mm-hmm.
But he really didn't get a chance to really defend it like he should have, and get enough victories as US champion, dog. So yeah, I don't know where they go from here, although they've been keeping them in the main event stories a lot. So I think that's good going forward. And eventually they might give him his comeuppance, but it just seemed like right now it's just they got other shit planned, and he is just not in the plans, although he is still over. And what better place would it have been for him to win Money in the Bank than LA? Like, the crowd was hot for him. That would have been a good spot to have LA Knight go over. But I do understand the long-term plan
Yeah,
is for Seth to dominate with this faction. He gets the briefcase, and like I said, it tonight just makes too much fucking sense. And if I'll be surprised if they swerve us, but Jay going against Gunther again, defending against Gunther again. They've been playing up the fact that he's tired. With this tag match that he had, they was playing up on the fact that he's been tired from the little streak of matches that he's been having. So I think it's clear cut. They about to put the fucking belt on Seth like immediately.
God,
He already beat Seth. He already beat Seth. So it's coming, dog. Like, this was the plan all along.
it's just sad, man. Because like I want to see a longer title run for Jay. I want to see better for LA Knight. Penta's on a skyrocket right now, and I don't know if they're still
Oh,
trying to like let him run on the solo tip, or they
yeah.
really are trying to push him once this shakeup happens and pair him with his brother and become tag team champions. But I would like to see him do a solo title run at some point. But God,
No, yeah, Penta's been killing. I'm glad you brought that up because another person in this match that got absolutely zero fan reaction when he came out. Everybody got a reaction but this guy. But back on the Penta point, they are he started off hot, and he kind of, for what he for the fans that didn't know who he was, they took a liking to him pretty fucking quick.
yeah,
And I feel like they losing that wave a little bit with him, dog. It's starting to die down. And of course, the long-term plan is for him and Ray Phoenix to reunite the Lucha Bros, of course, and they will have a run as tag team champions, mark my words. But
hmm
um right now, Penta as a solo act is really fucking good, and he can be doing even better if they pushed him the right way. But him not going over in this one, which I understand it was going to be kind of hard with Seth being in the match, and
yeah,
Solo and LA Knight for that matter. I think they are higher on the priority list than Penta right now. But um, yeah, for him to kind of just be a footnote in this match, that kind of sucks. And clearly the person I was talking about was Andrade, dog. Like, Andrade is somebody that I've been a fan since he first graced WWE. And if you like remember, he's been in WWE for a while. Like,
yeah.
he like
He
dating
had an
back to
amazing NXT
NXT.
run, man.
Man, what, dog? He was great. Him and Zelina Vega, who is suffering from the same exact shit that he is. just a little bit differently. Um, they were great together, bro. And he was so good as a heel. And when they first brought him to the main roster, they were featuring him, even in Vince's WWE. They were
Mm-hmm.
featuring him in some main event fucking spots, but they went away from it. And ever since then, you know, he took the hiatus. He came back as a face, and it's just not clicking, bro. And I get it. A lot of people think that, you know, it's just because of the language barrier and stuff like that. And that may very well be the case.
Yeah.
But then you got people like Penta who doesn't, you know, speak the best English, but he has caught fire,
Yeah,
dog,
he's
and the
over.
fans have gotten behind him. So I don't know what it is for Andrade because I haven't seen a bad Andrade match yet. Like every time he goes out there, you know he's gonna put on a banger match. But to me, they need to turn him back heel, and maybe they need to put Zelina Vega once they take the title off of her, put her back with Andrade and put them back as a faction or like a duo because yeah, dog, like it's sad, bro. Andrade could really be a main event player in this thing, and they keep him in the storylines, but it's just to put people over.
I want to hear your point on this one, man. The main event, the tag match, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, John Cena versus and Logan Paul teaming up together.
You already know I'm finna shit on it, man. Yeah, I'll let you go first because I've been talking, dog. I'll let you go.
This for a main event, I feel like it could have been switched with the men's money in the bank. If you would have sent me home with Seth winning the men's money in the bank, all right, I would have been fine with this. But to have this as your main event just didn't feel right. I know we got the Ron Killings run in, R-Truth, happy to see him back. But to start this off, like the intros are way too fucking long. I'm sorry. Y'all wasted so much time walking from the entrance to the ring. And then Jay,
Yeah,
even though I love the music, I love Yeaton, you got to stop doing these 2 or 3 times, running this back for an encore, man. Like, come on. This is just being too much.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
But
Definitely agree.
overall, like this was your typical 2 heels teaming up bad guy match that, you know, obviously there's going to be some differences once they're in their corner and some issues happen. All right, now you two don't like each other and you got beef and then mistakes happen. As it is, there are a couple spots on here that were nice. Shout out to Logan Paul doing a flip off the top rope to the announce table, the
Yeah. Oh,
reinforced
that
announce
moonsault was
table. Yeah.
beautiful.
The moonsault
Right,
was
reinforced
nice.
my ass.
Yeah, reinforced by reinforced announce table. Like a couple of spots were cool, and then seeing R-Truth come in, as you said, that's probably what helped this match over a lot. Because otherwise, it was kind of just boring and bland. But seeing R-Truth come back finally, and the whole arena give it a huge pop, probably sent people home a little bit more happy than what they should have been. But if you were to swap the Money in the Bank with this, the men's Money in the Bank with this, you know, it would probably been a lot better.
Yeah, the men's money in the bank should have been the main event. Like absolutely. But I get why they do it. Especially when we've had years where the winner has cashed in on the same show. So I guess they wanted to create that air of mystery. Will he cash in? But we kind of knew he wasn't. It's a
Yeah.
fucking tag match for crying out loud. And man, oh my god, where do I start? Um I think Cena is washed, bro. I think Cena is cooked. I'm so sick of seeing. You know what we done got? We done got 6 moves this whole retirement tour. We got punch,
Shoulder tackle,
clothesline. Yeah, we got
shoulder
punch,
block.
clothesline, suplex, 5 knuckle shuffle, FU. I don't even know if we got add a STFU out of this.
We got
Um,
one. We got one.
yeah. Oh, we got one. Excuse me. We got one STFU or whatever they call it now, the attitude adjustment. I don't fucking know. But it's so fucking boring, dog. And the fact that they held Jey Uso in the corner for a total of
For a
12 minutes,
good
dog.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, like 12 or 13 minutes of a probably 15-minute match was Jey Uso just being beat down in the corner and John Cena giving you punch, clothesline, shoulder block, back suplex, 5 knuckle shuffle, and 2 or 3 AAs, bro. Like I'm just over just Cena, dog. Like I was really trying, JB. I promise to God I was trying. And for anybody, I was trying, dog. If once again, man, for anybody that just hate that I hate on this shit, if you enjoying it, by all means, bro, get your shit off. This is the
If
last
you
time you
are,
gonna see Cena in a ring, and if you enjoying it, by all means, dog. But this, it's just boring, bro. Like he's not giving me anything that I'm gonna look back and be like, damn, I missed that. Damn, I miss him. Giving 5 back suplexes and 4 or 5 knuckle shuffles. Damn, I'm gonna miss that. Damn,
no.
like what? There's nothing memorable, bro. He's not even doing fucking moves. And I get it that he's always had the 5 moves of doom type shit going for him, but he would at least give us a little more variety back in the day. A springboard stunner or something, man. But the whole goddamn Cena retirement tour has been 6 moves, bro. And I'm fed up with it. And that weak ass fucking taking the championship and hitting people over the head with it. I'm 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 cooked, bro.
Like
I'm not
that's
gonna
getting
lie, I'm
old.
cooked. I'm so
That's
cooked
getting
with this
old.
shit. And yes, the R-Truth angle, him coming back and actually maybe being taken serious now adds a little shred to it. Him and Cody, Cody pinning him and Cody coming back. Clearly, that's the direction for SummerSlam, the Cody Cena rematch. Like, we get it, dog, but like this shit has not been good, just flat out, dog. And Jey Uso, a victim caught up in this bullshit. Because I actually like him as world heavyweight champion. To me, he hasn't been that bad, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like, dog, y'all, what are y'all giving him? Fucking Logan Paul, his first real opponent. Like, they did give him Seth. I'll give him that. They gave him the dub over Seth to start it off. And I'm like, okay, this is like Seth just built this faction. Is kind of off to a hot start. And he has not looked bad as champion, and the fans are like behind him still. But it's just, dog, Logan
Yeah,
Paul,
Steph,
and now he's
Logan
caught up
Paul,
in this.
Gunther again. Like,
Yeah, dog, he's back to Gunther now, and I love Gunther, but don't nobody want to see that match for a 5th time. And he's caught up with Logan Paul in this tag match. I told you I hate the main event tag matches, dog. Like, this shit, it's weak as fuck, and it's getting weaker by the day. The only good part about the Cena heel turn has been the introduction, the never before seen 17 gracing you with his presence for the very last time. That shit's fire. Even the slow, just I'm not giving y'all shit in my entrance, I can rock with. Everything else, boo boo, bullshit. Like, I don't know what else to call it at this point. Thank God R-Truth interfered in this shit, bro. Because otherwise, this was horrible. Outside of that, this was horrible.
yeah, thank God for R-Truth, because this, like I said, this was just boring. I'm with you as well. I hate these like tag matches to end the night that don't give us really anything, and especially with Cena being in the picture as well too. As you said, his move set is just now gone downhill. It's boring. Logan Paul is probably, or not Logan Paul is probably the most exciting person in this match with some of the
Big
aerial attacks that
facts.
he's been doing.
Big
But
facts.
other
And
than
he
that,
put
like,
on in the ring. Don't
yeah,
get me wrong. Not to interrupt you, but don't get me wrong. Like, Logan Paul is a good talent, and you can tell how good he is because he had that botch on his finishing move earlier in the match. But then when he hit that moonsault on the fucking announce table, think of fucking beauty, bro. Like,
no, he's been working on that, man.
yeah, every match that he has, he does some shit in the match that makes you just open your eyes. Like, god damn, like he's actually that fucking good.
Hmm.
So I give him credit, bro. He just shouldn't be mixing it up with Jey Uso right now, dog. Like, put him in the fucking US title scene again. Put him in the Intercontinental title scene again. Have him work his way up, bro. Like, I'm not rocking with him in the world title picture right now. I'm just not. But and especially with Jey Uso, who doesn't need that right now. Like, he just absolutely does not need that. But my bad. Go ahead.
No, you're cool. I was just gonna add this point, like, R-Truth helped this match at the end, but what I was really fearful of to happen is that you see a Travis Scott sighting. That's what I was so scared of. Like, oh
Yeah,
no,
I don't think
oh
we're getting
no.
that till SummerSlam. But SummerSlam is maybe the next time we see Travis.
I just want that to be out there, get it done with, get it over with, so you don't have to see it again. Because like I don't want to see it in the ring. I don't want to see any celebrity tag match. None of that shit.
Yeah, Logan Paul is the only acceptable one. Everybody else, I don't want to see, and they put a bad taste in people's mouths with everything that has happened to this point with Travis Scott. So I do understand fans not really wanting to see it at this point because they botched it, bro. They fucked it up,
I swear
and just his
you're gonna get a Cena Travis Scott versus Cody Rhodes and Bad Bunny in a tag match in Puerto Rico.
man, they better fucking not. But I do think you, and sadly, I do think you're gonna get John Cena and Travis Scott in the tag match. Like, and that's It's just like they running out of ideas, bro. And they said about our truth interfering is that Triple H kind of had to change his plans and he didn't want to, but they changed his plans to accommodate R-Truth. So ain't no telling what the finish would have been, but without R-Truth being involved. But that shit, I'm cooked, bro. I'm cooked on the Cena shit. I really am. And y'all had a perfect opportunity with everything after Elimination Chamber, just the amount of excitement that you had, and for them to drop the ball. This is maybe one of the worst fuck ups in WWE storyline ever, like all time. Like this shit is not good, and people are gonna praise it. There will be some people that praise it. All power
Yeah.
to you, dog. That's just it's not for me. It's
It-
not. It's
It's
just not.
it's not for me either. So overall, what's your thoughts on Money in the Bank? And give me your final count.
It's a 2 count. It kicks out at 2.
Oh shit!
And I think is
Uh,
pretty what?
not to interrupt you or break this up, but I'm
No,
watching
you
Monday Night
good.
Raw live right now. Bailey just made an appearance and
Oh,
attacked
shout out.
Becky.
Oh, she
So
attacked Becky.
yeah,
Okay, all right. I see what they trying to do now because I think eventually they gonna lead to Bailey and Lyra maybe having a match. I don't know if they turn Bailey heel again, but they gonna play on the fact that she got cut out of WrestleMania because of Becky. So I like that going forward. I do.
yeah. Shout out Bailey rocking the all white with the purple hair.
Okay. I
That's
know
my
that's your
girl.
I know that's your boo thing, man.
The girl Bailey. Shout out to Bailey. But
I
yeah,
know
sorry
that's
to
your
interrupt you, but go ahead. Your final thoughts on Money in the Bank and your count.
no, but like I said, it's a 2 count. Yeah, just it there was a lot of good that came out of this. Like I said, Jacob Fatu finally turning babyface. We all got the I hate you solo moment. We was all looking forward to that. Um our truth returning, blowing the fucking roof off of the place. Nobody expected that. Nobody saw that coming. What?
Speaking of our truth, like, because literally, like I said, I'm watching Monday Night Raw live on Netflix right now while we're recording this. You speak his name, he pops up on the screen, and
Oh
he's literally
shit.
on the announce table right now.
Hey, I'm looking for. I'm interested to see where they go with him for sure. Because, like I said, I think he told them like, listen, I need a proper send off. Like I'll do the funny joke shit, but I need a proper send off. So we gonna see. But yeah, man. But overall, like I said, it was a good event. It got desired results for most things. It there was some areas where it could have been better, obviously.
Mm,
And WWE, like they had a run to where all of their premium live events, they had a streak that of kind of like really really good premium live events, but now it's kind of like hit and miss. And I feel like AEW, not to pair them against each other because you already know them type of fans, but
yeah,
AEW is like on a run right now. They hot as fucking ever right now. So um yeah, man, WWE got to pick it up a little bit. But overall, this was a 2 count.
I gotta agree with you. This was a 2 count for me as well too. Match placement could have been a little bit better. I see
Hmm.
what they were trying to do. They obviously got the results that they wanted. Um, it was nice seeing Jacob Fatu finally turn on Solo, even though we knew this was coming, and we finally
Right.
got it here. Tag match at the end of the night for the main event. You didn't really need that. Like, I'm happy to see our truth back because, like I said, he saved that whole match to where it was going because it was a downhill from there. But just
Yeah.
remember, WWE, you got to send people home on at least a good or a bad note. And this was just an awkward note for that tag match. Like, you could have had the Money in the Bank at the end to just end the night, but no, you decided to do the main event to
Yeah.
stop it. it 2 count
I
for
mean,
me.
technically,
What's
yeah.
up?
Oh, my bad. No, I was saying technically they sent the people home on a quote quote good note. Only
Yeah.
because only because Cody pinned Cena. And I think that was the biggest takeaway out of this match, obviously, besides our truth. Yeah, like him pinning Cena is big. Or that might mean that Cena is going to lose the title at SummerSlam, even. I feel like.
Well, you got to be hopeful for that. Hopefully that does happen so we can just end this whole boring farewell tour that he's having right now. Because I'm telling you, it's not working. As you said, he's only got 6 moves left in him, and that's all you
He
getting out of
looked
him from a
bad.
night, and that's it. So this a 2 count for me. Um, eight, and you brought up AEW as well too, even though you can't compare them, but AEW is just better. It's just better. What the fuck?
What? You know you gotta tell me now.
Dude, well, obviously I know you're gonna watch Raw a little bit later, but uh Ron just cut off his braids, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh shit.
My man just cut off his braids live on Netflix. Yeah, and as you said, he's no longer R-Truth. He is Ron Killings. He just made that known.
Dog, I told you, man. Like what? Like
To get serious than to cut your fucking hair off that you've had for forever on national fucking TV. Like that
Bro.
shit, that's dope. I can't wait to dive in. Nah, man,
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
Dive into that as soon as we get off of here. But bro, like what?
Yeah, ain't time for no jokes no more, bro. Oh
Yeah,
my god,
joke is over.
I feel so fucking vindicated, dog. I swear to God. Oh shit, that's crazy. That's
Um,
crazy.
but 2 count for me, Money in the Bank. Like I'm glad it's over with. I'm glad we got the end result, and now move on to the next one. But WWE, you gotta build this up because AEW is beating your ass for the summer. I'm telling you right now, they
Dog.
are they're
Going
cooking
into
you for
they
the summer.
going into their biggest event too. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, the competition is here, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm here for it because I love both brands. So, I'm definitely here for it. But WWE just got to pick it up a little bit. They not missing the mark by a whole lot, but there is some things that they can obviously be doing better, dog. Like,
Hmm.
just clear as fucking day. But, yeah, man, I think that concludes the episode, man. Oh, just real quick, just last
Yeah.
thing. I know we've been on forever. A lot of people may not know that, but cash in predictions, bro. So you got Naomi and you got Seth, bro. And like I said, I think Seth is tonight. That's my overall prediction. I think he cashing in tonight, bro. Like Gunther is going to beat the shit out of Jay. Jay's gonna fight back as much as he can. He'll find a way to get the dub, but Seth is coming in like, come on, bro. Seth he did this shit at WrestleMania for crying out loud. Like
you
he's cashing in like as soon as he gets the opportunity.
you probably right, and it's sad to see, and it's sad to see Jay lose the title, but it's gonna happen. The writing's on the wall for him. So yeah, give me Jay to lose the title to Seth on a cash in.
Yeah, and I think Naomi is going to be a bit of a longer play. I don't think we get a cash in from her till SummerSlam. And I think the main event for SummerSlam for the women will be Tiffany Stratton going against Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair will go over in a very hard fought match, and Naomi is coming to play games. I can't wait for that. Shout out Naomi, bro. I think she's going to cash in successfully, and she got another title run in her future, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I definitely think Naomi has one more last title run in before she goes off and wants to do other things outside of WWE. She
Yeah.
already has been vocal about wanting to start a family and everything like that. So I
Yep.
think
Yep.
she'll get one more title run as it is, and it'll be a little bit more of a long, slow play for her. Like I know you're going to get probably Bianca, as you said, versus Tiffany. Which, by the way, where the hell has she been for a minute? So I need to see some more
Yeah.
Tiffany on the screen, and
Right. For real.
so it's Tiffy time, and she's not on the screen. What the hell's happening? But yeah, you'll get that at SummerSlam, and then you might get Naomi just teasing her after she gets her victory after SummerSlam to know, like, hey, I'm coming for you. So keep your eyes open. But I like that play.
Yep. Bianca's still turning heel loading, man. I'm not coming off of that. I'm not coming off of it till it's over, bro.
Ah,
I'm not coming off of it till it's over, man. But
uh,
um I know you ain't when they
we
boy, I can't
ain't
wait
gonna get
for it to
it.
happen. You know, I'm KG Damas over here, bro. And I see the future, dog. I do. You gotta just get on and ride. You pause. You gotta just get on and ride, bro. Damn, man.
On that
Oh
note,
man.
we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we got to get up out of here, man. It's been a long episode, man. But shout out to everybody that tapped in with us, that is watching this later on or is watching this through the live chat as my wife is popping in through the door. Hey, baby. Hi. Anyway, um, shout out to everybody joining us, man. We appreciate all of the support. We see the comments, man. We see the views going up. We absolutely appreciate each and every one of y'all. And if y'all hate watching, keep it coming because hey, we ain't going nowhere. So, my
Exactly.
boy JB, always a pleasure, man. Good to kick it with you, man. It's been. I hate that it's like this now, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I love kicking it with you, bro. We got to get together soon.
Hell yeah, man. We definitely do. I know you hate it, but it is what it is. We got to do what we got to do, but we still making it work, man.
Oh yeah, big facts. We gonna keep this shit rolling until they tell us we can't. So, and with that, man, that has been Woodward Ringside for KG for JB. We are out. Peace.
Peace.